Be back with another. We are back with another. Give me 1 second. Where is this message? Is hold on. Did I put that in this pocket? Yeah, sure did. Okay. So this message I'm getting has to do with love. So let's see what's going on here. Welcome returning and new subscribers. I'm Goddess High Priestess Empress Avila Pampera. Let's see what this message is. Let's see. There's a lot of messages coming in, but I want to see what source has precisely for the energy presenting itself at this time for you all here. Okay. Let's see. Whew. Okay. Here we go. 2:44 on the timer. Your intuition is really being led here by the spiritual realm, your highest self. 2:44. Could be a life tattoo. 8, 498, the 4th, the 2nd, February, April, or August. 84, they're telling me. 44, 28. Those years or ages have something to do with this message, because cards came out flying when I said ages. Said no. No what? Worth waiting for. No, worth waiting for. No, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So what I'm getting from this message, worth waiting for, and no, is that some of you are wanting to call in a specific person that is going to have a negative influence on your finances and career, which is why it has not come in. Okay. Them not stepping in or moving forward or being that person that you see that they have the potential to be, the reason why they're not shifting into that space in your presence is because it has a greater effect on you, where it will be you lowering your standards, you lowering yourself. Okay, let me see what else we got coming through here. Worth waiting for? No, that's just clear as day. Worth waiting for? No. You have to listen to your intuition on this one. There's a lot of blue and purple here with the crown chakra, trusting your gut. With this white showing in the center of it, this beam of light. It's coming to a point where I'm getting from this message, enough is what I'm hearing. You're waiting for something that is not in connection to your love life and the divine timing of where you're headed. The way that just came out, 506 6 could be of importance here. Getting to know each other. You got to be shitting me. Came out in reverse. You know all that you must know in this situation. So, what I'm getting from this, based off of the last message that we just had, this doesn't even have to do with, let's say, a romantic partner. This could just be someone that you hold near and dear to your heart space, okay, that you are waiting on them to shift. And there's a lot that you are putting on hold when it comes to your life by waiting on them to shift. Now, let's look at this from a higher perspective. They're perfectly in your space to show you that aspect of yourself where you wait on people before you make your next move, where you wait on some sort of you got this or level of support. Some of you are waiting for support from people um, that really don't. You could be a manifesting generator. You're waiting for support from people that struggle with accepting support themselves, which is why there could be, this stagnancy when it comes to them seeing you for all that you are, even if you are that supportive person in their life. That's the message. Some of you are that supportive space for people who are wounded, so wounded to the point that they're unable to see where you are that supportive space. But this is also what you have to heal from. You have to release. I'm hearing more so not heal, but release. You've healed from it. Now it's time to release it. Because for some of you, this is also affecting your relationship when it comes to romance and what you're attracting into your life. Where you may encounter people that you get into these, sudden debates or arguments with because they don't know what support is, or really to recognize when someone truly is there for them unconditionally. It's understandable, but for one to understand it is a different topic, you know. Let's see. Worth waiting for? No. Getting to know each other is out of the question. Source is saying you know all that you have to know. Have to know. They're being specific about you know all you know that you have to know. I have is Taurus, Venus energy, sacred values, sacred beliefs, sacred values, rather. And this is where you tend to take action from. This is where you decide to transform. Scorpio, polar opposite to Taurus. This is where you decide to transform from what your sacred values are. Your sacred values are very much so connected to what you believe in, but do you know what this is? And knowing what it is, knowledge of it, means that you are much wiser when it comes to these aspects as far as what it is that you are believing and knowing. Do you know that this is something that getting to know each other is not in the cards? Well, it's really not in the cards. It's really not. Not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the way the message is being delivered right now. Damn. What else? Show me the energy thing. A reverse card. The main female. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, the house. I'm getting 720 here. Moon in Cancer energy. Something may have just come into your realization while the moon was in Cancer not too long ago. And let's see here. With the main female reverse in the house. So for some of you, this is where your foundation comes into play in terms of waiting for something that is no longer serving you. Waiting for something that is no longer serving you is going to put you out of orbit when it comes to Venus, money, your assets, your material security. Because money, the currency, is a feminine is a feminine principle. So it's time to make a decision here. It's time to close the gate with the house showing up here. It's time to close that gate. You're letting too many energies into this mansion, into this legacy that you built. There's certain things that you inherited, from those that came before you, but there's another aspect to this as far as what it is that you are creating from what you experience. So, with the main female reverse, it's definitely more than one person in this situation. Now, you know yourself better than anyone else. That's not something to fight for. Let's be real about this. Or in any situation where you're being felt as though that you're an option when you are the choice. You are it. For whoever this message is for, you are as close as it can get to the divine when it comes to a physical presence. You are. Courthouse. Ooh. I just saw spiritual court. Look at this. Yeah, definitely so. Because you have here courthouse with the mature woman, Saturn energy coming through there. Maturity, Saturn, feminine principle once again, mature woman, and the courthouse. Going from the main female to the mature woman. And they're quite similar. They got the same hairdo now. They have the same hairdo. They go to number 26 once again. Once again. Making a decision to trust your intuition, 2 and 6. Because then that will help you to move forward. That's 7. But then this 7 here is coming through quite similar to that the Saturnian glyph along with Jupiter too. The main female in reverse and a mature woman. Give me 1 second. Some of you believe that there's an energy in the way. Let me tell you something about. Let me tell you, so it's 6:32 on the timer, and you got 6:23 over here rather, other way around. But it's 6:32 on the clock. When it comes to spiritual work being done upon anyone, you have to give someone access to that. There's instances where people don't recognize where the access comes from, and it's something as simple as fear, anger, guilt, shame. Those are doorways, okay, for someone to intervene in your life path, but you don't recognize that you may be giving someone access to your path. That awakening that occurs is you recognizing when that occurs, first and foremost, to then close that door. That the only one that can open that door is the one with the keys to that door. And the only one that should have the keys to your spiritual presence and that door is you. So someone has definitely matured in a situation that you're no longer waiting for someone to shift. Beautifully so. Or the hidden factor of this energy has a lot to do with This is why you experience what you experience, so you can awaken to this mature aspect of yourself, speaking your truth, seeing what you have to see from the intuitive space. With that blue and purple, throat chakra and the crown chakra. These situations, these catalysts of life have allowed you to connect to the opening of your mind's eye, your first eye. It allowed you to go through that Kundalini awakening, which is quite the process. So, let's see here. Mm, mm, mm. Look what shows up. Concern in reverse, which came up upright in the last message, and false person. As I was pulling these two messages that just came on out, well, this message precisely, concern in reverse, number 33, there's an error message. That's an error. There's something, okay. Huh. Wow. Okay. It's bringing forth the energy of someone who should have known better as to the way they were handling a certain situation, but chose to keep going because they didn't recognize the point of where they had to recognize whatever addiction or problem that they were experiencing in order to be able to recognize where the problem is, to come up with a solution. This is literally showing they got the wrong one, the right one, but the wrong one. Now, there's no right or wrong, good or bad, but when it comes to that dimension where that is expressed, the energy that they were encountering in this situation didn't fit that role. So, what I'm getting from this, as far as, because I was really strongly picking up when it comes to the situation of love, this is being handled in the spiritual realm and spiritual court now. This is why a certain situation is being blocked out of some of you in your life right now. And it's 8 years time to transform. It's time to take the mask off all of these false situations, because you're more than ready to experience that which is in alignment to you. Nothing less. Okay. Let's see what else comes through here. Wow. All right. Now the reverse card. Ballet shoes. Stamina, endurance, talent in reverse. See, this was stopping some of you from truly tapping into all that you are, having certain energies around you. This is the beauty of this eclipse, because that's coming to an end. But that which is coming to an end, just be sure that you're doing it from a space of gratitude, because you can easily put yourself back into that cycle instantly at a much higher intensity of whatever you experienced in the past that you were literally working yourself to get out of. Winter. Hmm. The final stages. You have the crone that came out here just now. Speaking of mature woman, once again, it's time for you to give birth to the true poise and grace that you embody, especially from these situations. I clarified concerning reverse. That's coming through here strongly now. Clarify concerning reverse. Uncertain. You're certain now. Because uncertain came out in reverse. You're certain now. The wire. The wire is literally on that card that way. That was significant as well just now. Yeah, look at that. You're certain now. See the sevens. A square in your chart. The squares in your chart are going to be important for you to really get a clearer understanding as to the way this resonates with you, because that's the challenge that allows you to develop your strength, to develop your tactic, to develop your protection from a space of love rather than fear. So that way now, once you do that, you'll be able to attract the partnership that truly aligns with your heart, where both of you are, truly connected to each other and can get to know each other, because both of you, look at this, that's a gift, because both of you are accepting the fact that you are ready to accept this gift of first and foremost recognizing yourself to get to know someone else. This is going to what I've been stating before, being mindful, well, what I've been writing, what do you call that, the threads, to be mindful of those, or be aware of those who say that they love this for you and have yet to love themselves. You can't love for somebody until you love for yourself. Okay? And we have here declaration at the bottom of the deck. The gift is you reclaiming your power. Another seven. Sevens are very significant. You know what's wild though? Well, it was over this weekend. Was it Saturday? I looked outside my window and I saw a van roll through with the king of spades, and it said 777 on the van and three aces. I don't recall which aces they were, because my mind gravitated more towards the king of spades and the 777 that I saw in that van. I said, okay, here we are. So what that's saying is, collectively you're stepping into this space of recognizing your fortune mentally, physically, spiritually. That type of alignment, when the universe knows you about your life, you about doing what you want to do, getting the things situated to experience your heart's desires, that will be you cutting out situations that get in the way of that. The universe has no problems or static to recognize when you really being true with yourself, because the universe, okay, is that communication within yourself. It's the only communication within you and your I. The verses between you and your mind's eye is the universe. It knows your truth. It knows your truth. And how often you may waver from it or not. So if you truly want unconditional love, the universe is more than willing to give you that. But you have to recognize, the same way as one can conceive and believe it can achieve, but it must know. You have to know that's what you want. And when you know what you want, I promise you, you're not going to waver off from that. And no one can make you waver off from that either. Doesn't matter how fine or how beautiful a person may be. If you are not being handled, just put it this way. People will 6:44 on the clock. People will handle you the way you handle yourself. Reality check. And that's okay. People will handle you the way you handle yourself. and no less. You get gifted with someone who handle you from a space of more because they know themselves, and you encounter them because you were connected more on the spectrum of really trusting and believing your heart's desires than not. And this is when you attract and call in, a great person into your life. But if you allow a situation of the past to govern your mindset, this is when that energy of that greatness has to walk away from you. It's only aligning to the way you see yourself. This is why in certain situations people are wanting certain people back into their lives, but it doesn't happen because that's not where you're at. For one, that energy is not even connected to the frequency of begging someone to be back into your life, and however which way that may come across. Or vice versa, you or another person. But that's also a great point to reflect from too, where you have people who are one to you in their life and they don't know how to step away. Everything you can use as a form of alchemy when you can see it for what it is. It's up to you though. See, so many people are so quick to get into that ego, say, why this person did it? Careful now. Be careful. Because you're only talking to yourself. When you really sit down and really perceive what's really occurring here in this realm called Earth School. It's still going through the stage of retrieving its crown, or a crowning stage. It's still going through its Kundalini rising. It's been risen to a point, which is why so many of you have certain memories, because you've experienced what some may call Lemuria or heaven on earth, a period prior to all of this nonsense of a lower dimension. Not making any sense, not connecting to one's senses to even connect to the senses beyond the five. 27:44 on the timer. So let's see what the messages these release your ex is at the bottom of the deck. The time has come to clear your energy. Some of y'all got an angel working beside you, just tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Um, it's so much so that you're seeing certain visuals in your environment, certain orbs that they're appearing much bigger, where you think you may feel as though, okay, it's an orb, so it's definitely a presence around you, but it's triggering what you have to shift. It's triggering a fear where you may get startled by that rather than accept that orb for coming in so strongly. If you resonated with what I just said, you know who you are. You know what's up. Let's see. Let your friends help you and past life relationship. Let your friends help you in past life relationship. Now, the way I look at this word, let, Fry, F-R-I, abbreviation for the word Friday, which is ruled by Venus. Allow those situations as it relates to your sacred values that has ended or had to end because of your new developed or remembrance of sacred values help you. You've had several past life relationships. There's something here about ley lines as well with the Stonehenges. Something about teachers and nicknames and putting the puzzle pieces together. Some of your nicknames are indicating who you are. It may not be spelled the same exact way, but a nickname that you have had from from other people that you considered mentors or coaches or whatever the case may be, close associates. There's certain nicknames that they use that gives the sounds and frequencies and vibrations of another word that tells you a lot about who you are from a higher vibration. Let me go to the past life energy here. Some of you come from the same star cluster or family as far as the situations that you've encountered that would teaching you your greatest. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up at all. Blood. Okay. Because I'm saying that because of 17 in the gift, and it was given the energy of the star card, and you have galactic that showed up. Let me look a little bit more into this. Hold on. Spirituality and religion and biblical showing up there. Look at that. And wisdom. So whoever I'm speaking to, you know why you're here. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right. So, galactic. I have to go to the Mystic Martians, and let's go to the Star Seed Oracle. Okay. Let's see. You may have been hearing birds differently recently. The calls of the birds have been coming through at a much stronger frequency for some of you. It definitely sounds different. I mean, it does sound different. They're saying it sounds different for a reason. So let's see. Ooh, Andromedans. Autonomy, free will, and manifestations. The yin and yang came through very strongly here. You see this? They're saying that a part of you is being dissolved through this energy right here. This is why you're hearing the birds differently. Look at that. You can't lie. There they go. Blue avians, another 7. Releasing karma, mysticism, and philosophy. Okay. You came here to experience love, unconditional love. You have many past lives of letting other people help you in matters of love, whether if it's this life or another life or just an accumulation of it all, and waiting for their response. This is what the angels are saying, no, that you have to stop, because there's a mistranslation of connectivity when it comes to you and your person. Some of you, okay, some of you have already met your person, but there's something about miscommunication or mistranslation. Now, this is where you have to be careful, because They're saying whoever this is that you're thinking about that you have been waiting for, this isn't it. This is not someone you would have to wait for. On the contrary, they're waiting on you to recognize who you are. Uh, okay. Okay. Let me see what the Starseed Oracle has to say about this here. They have, as I'm pulling this, I'm looking at this false person energy, and this is what came out. I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life, and the false person. So you're remembering. You yep. hmm You're coming into, yes, because of the deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Yes. Wow. You're remembering. And there go the Andromedan energy again. You're seeing this clearly. So much so you're prepared to say yes to the change. I'm telling you, I said something about these ley lines. There they go again. There it goes again. Right at the bottom of the deck. Share your song. Someone could be a musician or into music or have a way with words. I was definitely picking up on Gemini energy with the Taurus energy there. Did you see there? Trust where you're led. Trust where you're led. Yeah, because look at this. I want you to look at this clearly. Give me 1 second. Let me put them together. She is pulling that frequency through. When I say she, I'm speaking of your level of receptivity when it comes to lessons learned and what you are remembering. There's someone you've known for eons, because this is galactic. This connection is galactic. You come from the same star cluster. One soul, and this one soul wasn't just in two separate bodies. This was in several. So this is why you would have to show appreciation and gratitude for where you've come from, all the experiences that you've had. Once you step into that higher self, regardless of the situation you had in your life, you don't remember, but you chose to experience that because it will help you to get to the trajectory of what your mission is. That King of Swords and Queen of Swords energy is coming through strongly because the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords can see what I'm seeing clearly, knows what has to be balanced out. Aquarius, for the King of Swords, I know. Queen of Swords, I balance. Libra knows what has to be balanced in order for this shift to occur. And not feeling sorry for oneself, because to feel sorry or sorry is just simply regret. Your intention coming into this realm didn't start with regret. Regret never even existed until you were taught about it, only to get you to remember that doesn't have to be a thing unless you make it so. So trust where you're being led, love. Some of you feel that, a lot of these different changes you have, whether if it's home, work, partners, is there isn't a purpose to it. Everything has a purpose to it. Nothing's a coincidence. Everywhere you go is peeling a layer off that onion of you. Because tears are powerful. Notice that every time you chop that onion, you get them tears out your eyes. But that word onion in itself is a beautiful word. There's only one letter in there that is not the same in connection to the others. On. What's on? The eye. But you have to shed in order for you to turn on. In order for your light to turn on, you got to shed those layers. And it's still these catalytic events, these heart what some would consider heart wrenching, but it's literally what allows you to say, I have to do this. I have Venus. Every time you say I have, you connect to your sacred value 700 on the time of 7 o'clock. I mean, even the currency you keep in your pocket, trust in you. That currency you keep in your pocket says, in God we trust. It's you that it's trusting in. So as long as you lack sacred value, you're connected to the root of all evil. Because the lack of that currency that creates the evil works of this world. Hmm. Anything else, Source? That's all we got for now, my babies. I love you. See you.